Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to Empower Tutorials. This is Dr. Sonam, your biology teacher. So yes, kids, how's everyone doing? What have we studied in the last class? Yes, chalo, I'm sharing screen. Jab tak you all will tell me what have we done last class. Yes, so we've studied about what the cell cycle is. We've studied about the phases of the cell cycle. We've studied what basically cell cycle is, right? So now today we are going to see the further part of cell cycle, that is mitosis, right? As we rightly discussed last time, we've studied about the two main phases that appear in the cell cycle, that is the interphase and the M phase, which is the mitosis. So today we'll be studying about the mitosis. So let's go ahead. Yes, so let's start with our positive quote that we always do. So today's quote stays, stay dedicated. It's not going to happen overnight. So what do we mean by that? Do you think things that bring us success are very easy to get? Yes. Do we expect कि हमने आज कुछ किया and overnight we get the fruits of that? No, right? If you sow some seeds, you don't get the fruits overnight, right? You don't get the fruits the very next day. You have to wait for some period of time. You have to keep giving water to the plants. You have to take care of that farm where you have put those seeds. So you have to go through the process. It's a process. Things do not happen overnight. Yes, kids. So whenever you're trying to do something, you're investing your time into something. So make sure that you are giving it all your dedication for that, because all good things take time to come and they do not happen overnight. Yes. So please stay dedicated to everything you do, not just studies, anything and everything that you do in life. Give complete hard work and complete dedication. You will surely achieve it, but don't wait for things to happen overnight. It'll take time, but you will definitely achieve success. Yes, chalo. So let's go ahead with our topic for today, and let's get back to revision of what we've studied in the last class. So we've studied the three phases, right? So we have the G1 phase, then we have the S phase, then we have the G2 phase, and then we have the M phase, which is mitosis, right? So here we have also seen the phases of mitosis, right? That I asked you to just remember the names in the last class, which starts with prophase. Then we have the metaphase. Then we have the anaphase. Then we have the telophase, and then we have the cytokinesis, right? So how you're supposed to remember these four phases of mitosis so that you don't jumble up, pehle koi aur phase bol do, baad mein koi aur phase bol do. It goes in a sequence. So, this is just a small mnemonic that you can remember, which says, I remember it, I usually remember it like that. I prefer malls and theaters currently, right? So you take the initials of this sentence. I for interphase, P for prophase, M for metaphase, A for anaphase, T for telophase, and C for cytokinesis, right? So just remember this mnemonic. It will become easy for you to remember all the phases of the cell cycle in the correct order and sequence, right? So it says, I prefer malls and theaters currently. You all can make your own mnemonics also. You all can make any sentences or words that are easy for you all to remember, right? Chalo. Going ahead, let's just do a quick revision of what we did of interphase in the last class. We studied about the G1 phase, which is the pre-mitotic phase, right? All these phases are the preparatory phases, right? So G1 is a preparatory phase in which the cells are growing, the nucleus is growing, all the RNA, DNA, all that is just getting ready for synthesis. Because what follows is the S phase, that is the synthetic phase. अब उसमें क्या हो रहा है? Histone synthesis हो रहा है, क्रोमोसोम का रेप्लिकेशन होने वाला है. ये एस फेज में सिंथेसिस हो रहा है सब चीजों का, एंड इट इज गेटिंग प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर द नेक्स्ट फेज, विच इज एक्चुअली द प्री माइटोटिक फेज. G2 फेज के बाद इमीडिएटली आता है हमारा M फेज, विच इज द माइटोटिक फेज. दैट इज व्हाई द G2 फेज इज नोन एज द प्री माइटोटिक फेज, राइट? अब इसमें न्यूक्लियर वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है, सेल ऑर्गेनल्स बढ़ रहे हैं, सारे जो भी होते हैं. सो अ सेल एंटर्स द इंटरफेज, goes through these phases, that is the G1, the S phase, and the G2 phase, and then it is followed by the phase of mitosis, right? Now I also asked you all to remember that mitosis has two things. One is karyokinesis and one is cytokinesis, right? Up karyokinesis means splitting of the nucleus, right? And cytokinesis is the splitting of the cytoplasm. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now we are going to see the stages of mitosis. So as we have seen in the mnemonic also, first is the prophase, then is the metaphase, then is the anaphase, then we have the telophase, and in the end we have the splitting of the cytoplasm, which is the cytokinesis, right? So let's quickly go through each phase of mitosis. So coming to the first phase, that is the prophase. Now always remember, this is a starting phase. The word, initial part of the word which says pro means beginning, means start. So remember, it starts with the prophase. Now all whatever you can see in this diagram, mainly what happens is जो chromosomes होते हैं, they start condensing and come into their normal structure, which is the X-shaped structure, right? So chromosomes आ जाते हैं X-shaped structure में. Then क्या होता है, जो न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन होता है न्यूक्लियस का, that starts disappearing slowly. Okay, so the chromatin, whatever is there, is getting condensed in the X-shaped structures that we have seen are known as chromosomes, right? And the nuclear membrane will start disappearing slowly. मतलब उसका prominence जो होता है वो कम होने लगता है. Here also, as you can see, the nuclear membrane is shown by a dotted line, right? So this dotted line shows that it is becoming less prominent. Okay, so chromatin is getting condensed in the X-shaped structures, the nuclear membrane is becoming less prominent, and these mitotic tubules which are there, which have the microtubules and the proteins inside them, they are extending. These thin fine like things that you can see, thread like, fine thread like, these are the mitotic spindles. Okay, matlab it's like a wire or say a thread which is carrying the centrioles at its end. So these wires or these thread-like things are extending between the two centrioles, and the centrioles are also starting to move apart in the prophase. Okay, are we clear with this? ये वाले diagram में क्या-क्या दिखाना है? Chromatin in the form of X-shaped structures, dotted lines में दिखाना है nuclear membrane because it has started disappearing, right? Okay, so this is all about the prophase. Now coming to the metaphase. अब metaphase में क्या हो रहा है? The word meta suggests middle. Okay, तो जो हमने क्रोमोसोम्स देखे पिछले वाले स्लाइड में, जो कि एग शेप स्ट्रक्चर में सिर्फ फॉर्म हुए हैं, अपने नॉर्मल फॉर्म में आए हैं, तो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द मेटाफेजेस, दे आर गेटिंग कंडेंस्ड इन द सेंटर ऑफ द सेल. Okay, what is happening? They are getting condensed in the center of the nucleus, which is at the equator. See, you can see all the chromosomes lined up in the center, and here are the centrioles at two different poles. ये chromosomes दिख रहे हैं arranged in one line, so the chromosomes are lining up in the middle. That is what exactly happens in metaphase. You all will remember all the details of the phases if you know the names. Okay, whatever happens in the phase is in the name itself. ठीक है, prophase is start, तो क्रोमोसोम स्टार्ट हुए हैं फॉर्म होना, न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन स्टार्ट हुआ है डिसअपियर होना. देन मेटाफेज में क्या हो रहा है? क्रोमोसोम्स मिडल में लाइन अप हो रहे हैं, राइट? मेटा मींस मिडल, सो क्रोमोसोम्स आर लाइनिंग अप इन द मिडल. ओके, here, so chromosomes line up in the middle of the cell, that is on the equator. Middle of the cell as in middle of the nucleus part, which is on the equator. Okay, are we clear with metaphase? Baki sab labeling will still remain the same. There are spindle fibers, then there are the centrioles, right? There are centromeres in the chromosomes. So that is it about the metaphase, that the chromosomes are getting lined up at the equator. And there is no nuclear membrane because the nuclear membrane has now disappeared, which was started to disappear in the prophase. So metaphase में आते आते वो पूरा membrane disappear हो जाता है. You will get to see these diagrams in a moving fashion, so in that you will understand more clearly how things are happening. Okay, so we will be seeing the movable GIFs also of these phases. Yeah, so now we are coming to the anaphase. Now ana means opposite. ठीक है, तो इसमें क्या हो रहा है? क्रोमोसोम जो हमारा है, जो एग शेप स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्म में है, वो हो जाता है स्प्लिट. ओके, वो जब स्प्लिट हो जाता है तो इट फॉर्म्स दी सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड्स, राइट? वी हैव सीन द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ द क्रोमोसोम. Let me just get to this. Okay, we have seen the structure of the chromosome, right? How is the structure of the chromosome? It is a X-shaped structure, right? This is the structure of a chromosome. ठीक है, ये यहाँ पे जो है सेंटर में होता है सेंट्रोमियर. ठीक है, ये यहाँ पे सेंटर में सेंट्रोमियर होता है. तो ये पार्ट जो है, ये जो V पार्ट है, ऊपर का पार्ट, दिस इज द सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड. ओके, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ अ V. ये स्प्लिट हो जाता है इन दिस फेज कॉल्ड एनाफेज. ठीक है, तो इट फॉर्म्स दी सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड्स. ये ऊपर का V शेप स्ट्रक्चर है, नीचे का जो उल्टा V टाइप स्ट्रक्चर है, दिस गेट्स स्प्लिट, एज इन द क्रोमोसोम गेट्स स्प्लिट into sister chromatids, right? तो अब ये एनाफेज में क्या हो रहा है, व्हाट डज द एनाफेज सजेस्ट, द वर्ड एना मींस ऑपोजिट, ठीक है. सो एनाफेज में क्या हो रहा है, these sister chromatids are firstly getting formed and then these sister chromatids are moving to the two opposite poles of the equator or say the nucleus. जो दो opposite poles है, दो sister chromatids are moving to the opposite poles. So that is what happens in anaphase. प्रोफेज में क्रोमोसोम्स फॉर्म होना स्टार्ट हुए थे. मेटाफेज में दे कम टू द सेंटर. Then anaphase में from the center the chromosome, the egg-shaped chromosome is splitting up and the sister chromatids are moving to the opposite poles in the anaphase. Okay guys, are we clear with this? Yes. Now what is happening next? Telophase. Now telo means end. Now this is an important and an interesting phase. Now let's see what is happening in this phase. So what is happening in the telophase is, ये हमारे दो सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड जो है वो दो एंड्स पे चले गए हैं, राइट, दे हैव गॉन टू टू ऑपोजिट पोल्स. अब वहां पे क्या होने लगता है, अ न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन स्टार्ट्स अपीयरिंग. नाउ हियर देयर आर two nuclear membranes that are appearing. So basically telophase is the start of the formation of two daughter cells. ये हमारा प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हुआ था एक सेल से. सो टीलोफेज खत्म होते होते ये क्रोमोसोम स्प्लिट हो जाते हैं इक्वली एंड इट फॉर्म्स टू डॉटर सेल्स, राइट. यू रिमेंबर व्हेन वी वर स्टडीइंग अबाउट क्रोमैटिन, आई गिव यू ऑल अ एग्जांपल दैट नूडल्स का बाउल है, उसको हमको दो इक्वल हाफ्स में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है, हम कैसे करेंगे, राइट. तो क्रोमैटिन हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट नहीं कर सकते इक्वली, इसीलिए वो कंडेंस होके क्रोमोसोम फॉर्म करता है सो दैट इट गेट्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इक्वली. सो क्रोमोसोम एक्स शेप स्ट्रक्चर जब स्प्लिट हो जाता है तो उसके बन जाते हैं सिस्टर क्रोमैटिड्स. एंड व्हेन these sister chromatids are moving to the two opposite poles, they are started to form two separate cells. Two individual two daughter cells are formed. तो यहाँ पे क्या होने लगता है, दो न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन स्टार्ट रीअपियरिंग, ठीक है. The chromatids have moved towards two different ends. Then two separate nuclear membranes have started appearing. And another important thing that you notice in this phase is this furcation that is forming here. ये यहाँ जो kink आ रहा है, see it is called as a furrow or a furcation. So this has started to form over here, right, in the telophase. Cleavage is seen in between the cell. Now this is still one single cell जिसमें दो पार्ट्स स्टार्ट हो गए हैं फॉर्म होना. तो ये क्लीवेज हमको दिख जाता है टीलोफेज में, राइट. सो व्हाट ऑल यू नीड टू रिमेंबर इन द टीलोफेज, फर्स्टली द क्रोमैटिड्स हैव मूव्ड टू टू ऑपोजिट एंड्स, then two nuclear membranes have started reappearing and there is a cleavage which is seen in the cell. Okay, this is what happens in telophase. अब telophase के बाद लास्ट फेज क्या था हमारा, यहाँ तक हमने जो देखा, यहाँ तक न्यूक्लियस जो है वो स्प्लिट हो रहा है. That is why these four phases, the prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase are known as karyokinesis. Karyo means nucleon. Karyon means nucleus. So karyokinesis is the splitting of the nucleus. ठीक है. इसके बाद जो आता है that is cytokinesis. Cyto means cytoplasm. So cytokinesis is the splitting of the cytoplasm. ठीक है. So cytoplasm पूरा split हो जाता है and two daughter cells are formed. ठीक है. ये पहले जो एक ही सेल था उसमें सिर्फ एक फर्केशन या क्लीवेज आया था. अब वो क्लीवेज इट वाज लाइक दिस फर्स्ट, ठीक है. अब वो क्लीवेज भी पूरा टूट जाता है एंड टू सेपरेट डॉटर सेल्स आर फॉर्म. ठीक है. यू कैन सी टू डिफरेंट न्यूक्लियस, टू प्रॉपर दो दूसरे अलग सेल्स फॉर्म हो गए हैं. अंदर क्रोमैटिन है, अंदर न्यूक्लियोलस है. ठीक है. सो दिस इज हाउ टू डॉटर सेल्स आर फॉर्म फ्रॉम वन सेल. दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ माइटोसिस. अ सेल enters interphase, goes through these four phases of mitosis, then cytokinesis happens and then one cell splits into two cells. अब क्या होगा, अब ये दो सेल वापस इंडिविजुअली जाएंगे इंटरफेस में एंड अगेन इन द एंड दे विल फॉर्म टू सेपरेट सेल्स. तो अब जब ये दो सेल्स आगे जाएंगे तो टोटल कितने सेल्स फॉर्म होंगे, 4. ये एक सेल में से वापस दो फॉर्म होगा, दूसरे सेल में से वापस दो फॉर्म होगा. सो पहले we have one cell, then we have two cells, then we have 4 cells, then we will have 8 cells. तो ऐसे करके the multiplication of cells keeps happening. Okay. See, now here you get to see the movement of what happens in a prophase. ठीक है. Now अब इसमें देखना, ये अंदर का जो क्रोमैटिन है पूरा ये egg shaped structure में firstly it will start forming. Okay, and the nuclear membrane will start disappearing slightly. Have a look. See, देख रहे हो, करेक्ट. सी अगेन, The nuclear membrane is disappearing और ये egg shaped chromosomes के form में आ रहे हैं. See, have a look again. Yes, are we clear? Now let's see the next one. मेटाफेज. अब मेटाफेज में हमने क्या देखा था, ये सारे यहाँ पे जो क्रोमोसोम्स है जो एग शेप स्ट्रक्चर में आ गए हैं, अब मेटाफेज में दे विल लाइन अप इन द सेंटर, दैट इज द इक्वेटर. अब देखो ये सेंटर में लाइन अप कैसे होते हैं. See how slowly they'll keep moving, right? And then they will get lined up with the center of the nucleus, that is in the center line, that is at the equator. Right? See how the chromosomes are getting lined up in the center in one line at the equator. These two are the poles and this center is the equator. Okay? Is it clear? Now let's see what is happening in anaphase. अब anaphase में हमने क्या देखा, जो egg shaped chromosome है वो split हो जाता है और sister chromatids move to the two opposite poles. अब देखो ये centromere है, ये egg shaped है, अब ये साइड का और ये पार्ट ये साइड का will start moving to two different ends. See, have a look. देखो, देखा कैसे split हुआ? How it's going to two different ends? Got it? See again. ये एक लाइन में है और ये split होके दो opposite poles पे जा रहा है. Correct? Is it clear? Just have a look again. What is happening in anaphase? Ana means opposite. The sister chromatids are moving to two opposite poles. Correct? Got it? Now let's see telophase. अब telophase में हमने क्या देखा? ये दो opposite poles पे आ चुके हैं anaphase में. अब telophase में क्या हो रहा है? सेल ऑर्गेनल्स आने लगते हैं, दो न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन्स बनने लगते हैं और बाहर का साइटोप्लाज्म का जो पार्ट है वो क्लीवेज शो करता है, राइट? फर्केशन शो करता है. यस, सो सी व्हाट्स हैपनिंग हियर. ये दो सेल्स बन गए हैं. करेक्ट? व्हाट वी हैव सीन, टू सेल्स आर फॉर्म्ड. Then two separate nuclear membranes have started appearing. Correct? Right. Now let's see what is happening in cytokinesis. अब देखो ये दो न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन्स आ गए हैं, ठीक है? ये साइटोप्लाज्म अभी तक एक ही है. अब ये स्प्लिट कैसे होता है, देखो साइटोप्लाज्म. See how it's slowly moving. Slowly क्रोमोसोम्स है, क्रोमेटिन है, ये साइटोप्लाज्म फर्केशन फॉर्म हो रहा है, फिर ये दो सेल्स फॉर्म हो गए, फिर अब ये सब सेल ऑर्गेनल्स आ गए, माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया आ गया, गोल्जी बॉडीज आ गया, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम आ गया. करेक्ट? जब दो सेल्स फॉर्म हो गए हैं तो उसको वापस से अपने अपने सब सेल ऑर्गेनल्स आने लगते हैं, ठीक है? नाउ दिस इज हाउ वी हैव फॉर्म्ड टू डॉटर सेल्स. पहले हमारे पास एक ही सेल था, अब हमारे पास एट द एंड ऑफ साइटोकाइनेसिस वी हैव टू सेल्स. हैव अ लुक अगेन. ये एक सेल है, ये अब एक सेल टूटेगा एंड इट विल गिव राइज टू टू डॉटर सेल्स. Yes. Is it clear, guys? When there is formation of two daughter cells, तो सारे उसके cell organelles भी आने लगते हैं and it forms proper two cells. Okay. I think we have almost covered everything. So before coming to the end of the session, let's see what is the definition of mitosis. Now we have seen the four phases, which is followed by the cytoplasm. So what is mitosis? Mitosis is a process where a cell divides, resulting in two identical cells, each containing the same number of chromosomes and the genetic content as that of the original cell. Right? अब ये normally अगर divide होता है, ठीक है? एक सेल है, normally अगर दो daughter cells में divide होता है with identical अंदर का पूरा content, then it is a normal cell division that is happening, which is known as a mitosis. ठीक है? And it is also known as equational division because it is equally getting divided. Identically, दो cells form हो रहे हैं. Correct? And always remember, human body has 23 pairs, that is 2n. 2n means a diploid number of chromosomes. Diploid means 2. Correct? So 2 into 23 pairs is total 46 chromosomes that a human body has. Correct? अब अगर ये pair में 2n नंबर में अगर कोई abnormality आती है या माइटोसिस के प्रोसेस में अगर कोई abnormality आती है, then that results in different conditions of the body, okay, which we might study in detail in our further syllabus. So, but if it is a normal division that is taking place, it's a normal process of mitosis that takes place and an individual is always going to be healthy. But if there is any garbage in the number of chromosomes or in the genetic content, then we probably have some genetic diseases that happen in the body. Okay, guys, so are we clear with what mitosis is? It is also known as a equational division. So a cell enters the interphase. उसमें होता है G1 phase, then होता है S phase. G1 is the preparatory phase, S is the synthesis phase, then G2 is the pre-mitotic phase. ठीक है, ये तीनों phases हो गए, मतलब interphase खत्म हो गया. अब interphase खत्म होने के बाद the cell is going to enter the M phase, which is the mitotic phase. Mitotic phase में start होता है PROPHASE, METAPHASE, ANAPHASE, TELOPHASE, and then the splitting of the cytoplasm, which is the cytokinesis. Okay, guys, are we clear with this? So now your activity for today is you all are going to find out and give me a 2 to 3 point answer on the significance of mitosis. Now, why is this mitosis happening? ये mitosis से क्या help हो रहा है? हमको क्या फायदा हो रहा है? या ये mitosis क्यों हो रहा है? Okay. So a 2 to 3 point answer, you all can put it down in the comments. I will read out the answers in the next class. And next class, we will be studying about something called as the meiosis or the meiosis. Okay, we have studied mitosis now. Now we'll be studying meiosis or meiosis. So before we begin with that, do a complete thorough revision of what we have studied in our last class. That is about the interphase and the G1, G2, the S phase. Then do a revision of the mitosis that we studied today. Okay, so then you will be completely ready for our next class, that is the meiosis. Right? Activity for today is what? The significance of mitosis. Why is mitosis happening? Right? So please like the videos. If you find the content to be useful, informative, do subscribe to our channel. So सारे जो भी हमारे videos होंगे, you will get a notification. So yes, stay tuned to the channel. I'll see you next class.